The hour of cardio this morning was a little bit treacherous, and not even in just the actual execution of it. It's getting snowy, man. I'm lucky I got the apartment gym, because if it wasn't for that, then, dude, depending on how, I see the comments. I'm seeing a lot of guys where they're having to skip the gym because it's just, the rain or the snow is just too rough to even make it, depending on the day, of course, or how soon they can actually get it plowed. But yeah, might be in your best interest. I've seen a couple of tags on the Instagram stories, which makes me smile, where guys pick up a seated bike from Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or something. Because, dude, if you're a real freaking nutcase, you could leave the cardio bike in your freaking bedroom if you got enough room for it. And then guess what? One less excuse to skip your cardio. And frankly, the least or the less number of excuses you can have to say, I don't really know if I should do my 30 today, the better. The freaking better. So, plan for today with arms. I've got, tries, buys, not much in between. Potential for kind of a supersetted style workout, but we'll just have to see. I know triceps is probably going to start with some kind of squeezing sort of push down, whether that ends up being rope, single arm, cross body, we'll have to see. Some dips and some overhead work, and I think I might need to do some pre-exhaust before the overhead, because whenever I do overhead extensions with a sort of W, easy bar curl attachment, it ends up being a little bit too light. And then if I want to make it, if I were to go any heavier, it's not really something I want to do, because it'll just put too much tension on my elbows, and it'll actually make the movement feel pretty uncomfortable. So that's a perfect example of some kind of movement where I'd want to pre-exhaust with maybe a set of dips or a set of whatever kind of regular straight push down first, and then that weight, which would be maybe a little bit on the lighter side when I'm fresh, now feels like perfect working weight because I've pre-exhausted myself. But after tries are done, move on to buys. Simple enough. Curls of a couple varieties, as well as I could definitely see some bicep bias pull downs. Those have been slept on, and I don't really see them done that much. They're kind of tricky. I would say they're on the same difficulty level of doing a really good RDL, because it'd be very easy to use your lats and your forearms to pull down the bar. It's a little bit trickier to just strap in and completely relax everything else and only do most of the moving from your biceps. But I think worth throwing in if you can feel it. But if you try to do it and all you feel is your lats, then screw it, do a set of preacher curls or something. But yeah, nothing too complicated. My primary goals are: don't hurt myself, go hard, finish the lift as pumped as possible, and really for the lift, that's it. Those are the three that I'm aiming for. And afterwards, my goal is to just finish my 60 minutes of cardio as fast as possible, or at least make it feel like it goes by as fast as possible by playing on my phone or watching Suits or something. Then come home, have a big bowl of ground beef. I've got 5 pounds. Actually, no, I've got 6 pounds in a all cooked, strained, and sort of siphoned off from the fat with some paper towels. So I've got that waiting for me as my post-workout meal. And that will hit the freaking spot. Especially combined with a big-ass salad, salt, pepper, vinegar, no oil, obviously. And then try to go to bed without getting up and scarfing around for scraps. Because if you're unaware, and I've said this probably a million times now, so maybe I'm getting a little bit repetitive, but when it comes to the cheating on your diet or the sticking to your diet, the tricky part is in the beginning. The tricky part isn't 8 o'clock to noon. Everybody can be good until noon. It's once you get to that 5 o'clock range in the afternoon, getting towards 9 o'clock at night, it's time for bed. It's pretty easy to eat 500 calories worth of snacks in 3 minutes just by walking around the pantry. Oh, I wouldn't mind some Cheez-Its. Oh, I wouldn't mind a couple of pretzels. All I'm having is a handful. It's not that much. And then before you know it, dude, you just had 130 grams of carbs and 30 grams of fats. Your calorie deficit just got blown out of the water. You just ain't at a mild surplus. You know, you've only got only a few hundred calories separate somebody in a dieting phase versus in a bulking phase. So just something to keep in mind, right? If you were good all day, like you stuck to your limits, you tracked everything, why ruin it right at the freaking 12th hour? You know, so that's something which I catch myself having to think, where I'm like, okay, I'll grab one sugar-free Jell-O cup and then I'm going to bed. So having little diet-friendly treats around also will ease your, potentially ease your frustrations if you really just have to eat something. I can handle an extra carb from one packet of a sugar-free Jell-O. But enough chatting. How about we just get in there and get this arm day started? 2 sets of sort of cross-body style slashes like this will be a perfect start. And I think that this arm day is going to be as such. 2 sets of triceps, 2 sets of biceps, repeated until my arms are completely pumped to SHIT. So let's start with a lightweight, 22.5 pounds. And this will be very controlled because I want the squeeze to, you know, really have some oomph to it. Okay. One more. One notch heavier though. Let's do 27.5 instead of 22. Good start though. Oh my God, okay. Oh, all right. Let's go keep the curls simple in the start. Just get some dumbbell going. The 65s, too heavy. The 60s, however, they're giving me a good look. So let's just get a nasty set of them going. Okay. Okay. One more. Okay. All right. Back to push downs. No dilly-dallying. This is a reasonably fast-paced lift. So, exactly what I was saying in the car. I'm gonna pre-exhaust with like 10 or 15 sets of, or reps of push downs, then flip over into some overhead sort of work. Okay. One more of those. Whew. Okay. All right. Let's go do some easy bar curls. So I think the 110-pound easy bar will be perfect for this first set. And I don't mind if I do a little bit of swinging of body language. The next one, I'll do a bit lighter with like a second hold and a slow stretch, just as a good little bit of a, like a yin and yang sort of style. Well, let's roll up the sleeve for dramatic effect. Okay. Oh, goodness. All right. Let's drop the weight for the next one. Okay. Oh. Back to triceps. Not sure what movement though. Straight, slightly heavier set of push downs. Nothing fancy, just a good old fashioned set to failure with a slightly better song. Come on. Good enough. Yeah. 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 Okay. One more. Same weight, same everything. Yeah. 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 So. Okay. Oh my gosh. Let's say right here. I gotta grab a block to sit on, but let's just do some seated easy bar curls. Lighter than this though. I've got much more pressing strength than I do curling strength. One more. Except this set is going to be a little different. Let me grab a different handle. This one's not really doing it for me. This set is going to start a little lighter, 80 instead of 95 like the last one. And I'm using a straight bar. So the difference primarily is going to be the fact that instead of having my wrists at this angle, kind of cambered in towards each other, which feels pretty natural, now I'm going to have my hands parallel, right? Because I'm holding onto a freaking straight bar. So what that's going to do is, one, potentially put some more tension on your wrists and your elbows and kind of like this whole joint, which obviously be careful. Obviously, don't do something that hurts, right? But it does have the added advantage of having much less forearm activation. Because let's say you wanted to work your forearms in a curl, what are you going to do? A hammer curl. You're going to have your hands turned all the way into here because that's how this muscle wants to work. So in the opposite fashion, if I want minimal forearm activation, or what is this, your brachial radialis, to get specific. But if I want minimal of that, maximal bicep activation, you think, okay, I better turn my arms all the way out like this. And that's what doing a straight bar curl would do. But definitely be mindful, it does put a little more tension on certain parts of your build, because it's just not the most natural movement. So be advised of that little bit of discretion. Okay, let's finish with a tricep bicep superset, and that'll be it. I'm basically done, but I can tell I've got a little room for some more blood. So the plan is going to be straight bar pushdowns, 10 reps, immediately put this up to the maximum height, sit down, bicep bias pull downs, 10 reps, and then simply repeat until failure. Or at least maximal pumpage. Those two are kind of equivalent in terms of my goal for this set. There we go. Oh, you're good. Yeah. 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 Holy crap. Okay. Oh. Started to use a little bit of lats in those pull downs. But now arms are done. Let's go post down. All right. So 7 total working sets for both tris and bis. And frankly, well, I don't have to tell you how I feel. You know exactly what word I was about to use to describe how this lift feels, but I'll say it anyway. I'm freaking pumped. Oh, both in a mental and a physical freaking way. So let's just run through some classic poses here, and then I gotta get myself amped up for cardio. So no point in dilly-dallying too long. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Ugh. Holy crap. I mean, even just freaking holding those poses. Oh, yeah. A supersetted style arm day ended up being a very good idea. Yeesh. My left tricep definitely has the advantage when it comes to potential striations over these next few weeks as I get leaner. But, I mean, holy crap. This was a good lift. So now I got to finish off with a little bit of extra work. But, you know, when you're sitting on your phone, scrolling around, the cardio doesn't feel that bad. I mean, come on, let's be honest. I know you can kill an hour like that on Instagram Reels. What's stopping you from doing it on the cardio bike? But no more cardio propaganda. I'll see you in the car. Okay. Oh, some time has freaking passed. Whoops. Got a little bit of a blind exit here. Let's try not to back into anybody. There we go. So yeah, after arms, camped out on the seated bike. I was aiming for the full hour, but nature called, so I had a little bathroom break at 37:30, and then I finished with another 30 minutes on the treadmill. So, I feel good. Whoa. Holy crap, man. Everybody's driving crazy in here tonight. But after that hour cardio, I sat down in the turf section of that gym and kind of just stretched out. A lot of just turn on some YouTube videos, especially just seated, like straddle style stretches where you kind of lean over, touch your toes, things like that. So my legs feel nice and loose. They yeah, I gotta start doing that a little bit more frequently. Keep my limberness. But other than that, I'm ready to go home and eat. Or I guess it might be more accurate to say I'm ready to go home and not eat. I do not have a ton of room for calories tonight, but that's all right. I can handle it. I kind of this is where I pay the price for eating a bit more food earlier pre-workout. Don't have as many calories to spare post-workout. But, if you tell yourself you're going to do a calorie deficit, that shouldn't just be a random kind of phrase. That should mean something, So, prove to yourself you can handle it. Go to bed with only some ground beef and some lettuce with some sugar-free G. Hughes barbecue sauce. I'm taking your advice. I keep referencing the Sweet Baby Ray's low sugar, and you guys are hyping up the G. Hughes a lot. It's all right. The macros are definitely better. 2 grams of carbs per 30 grams compared to the 4 grams in the Sweet Baby Ray's. So I get to put more sauce for the same amount of carbs, which is good. Flavor-wise, it's a little, I don't know, it's a little different. It's a little sweeter, not as smoky, but still pretty good. So that's going to be the condiment of choice for the ground beef tonight. I got 3 pounds of top round steaks that I think I'm going to cube up. And then, actually, no. I won't cube those up. I think I'll just do those as steaks in the sous vide. Split them up into 8-ounce kind of cuts, and then just have those individually. It's I feel like it's a little nicer eating the steaks actually like cut up rather than just sort of pre-chopped. Because if you're doing that, then why not just eat ground beef? Save yourself the chore. So either way, I've been after the last full day of eating, that was like 1,900 calories. Or no, I think I had my goal at 1,850 or something. No. Right now, I'm kind of bouncing right around 2,000. Like last night, I went a little over. I had like 2,060. And then obviously that full day of eating was like 1,950. So right around that 2,000 mark with the 2 hours of cardio, that's kind of the sweet spot for now. And then over the next couple of weeks, that's going to have to drop a little bit. I can almost guarantee. So let's just enjoy it while it lasts. But now all I got to do is make sure that I go home, get a good night's rest, because I've got a leg day tomorrow. And I'm not exactly sure how I want to do it. Because part of me kind of likes doing the lifts first, like in the morning, and then following that with an hour of cardio, and then just having an hour of cardio session at night. That's what I did yesterday with back. But I don't know, with the legs, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Cardio after legs? Then I'm just stressing myself out, So I'll try to find some kind of happy medium. I'll think about it tomorrow. But I don't want to do like the most stringent hour of cardio after the leg workout, because obviously I just worked my legs. I don't want to stress them out extra with that cardio, because obviously the cardio is going to be leg based. So maybe I'll just beef up the morning cardio, do a little bit more than the hour, and then save post-workout cardio from legs for maybe a little bit after the workout, after I've had a meal, and then have that be a little more relaxed, just like some treadmill action. But yeah, I've definitely been clocking more hours of cardio than I ever have in my freaking life. So I think over the course of these next couple of weeks, as I get leaner and leaner and leaner, it's really going to kind of show off. I've never seen my butt so small. For anybody who's unaware, as a lifter, or at least as a guy lifter, you have a pretty classic fat distribution. Most guys are going to get it in their legs. Actually, no, not really even their legs. Usually stomach, sides, lower back, and butt. Those are the main spots for most dudes. So it's like me sitting doing like a side chest pose, fully bulked. I'm sitting here thinking, man, I do not need any more freaking glute work. But now from a side profile, I'm like, holy crap. I'm not talking Hank Hill mode or anything like that, but we're definitely getting somewhere. And I'm not at the level of glute striations yet. That's going to be a while, but closer than I've ever been for sure, because I can actually like see much more separation of like hamstring and quad and glute tie-in. Yeah, I'm getting freaking excited, and every little milestone like that is getting me more pumped to keep pushing it, because I have numerical, just legit proof that what I'm doing is working, and it's putting me into places I've never been before. So it kind of sucks if you've got to make a serious fat loss transformation. Like, let's say your goal is to like lose 50 pounds this year. It sucks in the beginning because even if you lose 10 pounds or even, well, more like 5 pounds in that first however long it takes you, that's only a 10% change. So it's not the most noticeable. So it's kind of like, I'm definitely not saying it's easy. It really isn't. So you got to really have a bit of an iron mind in the beginning, because you've got to be able to accept the fact that the work that you're putting in, all the cardio, all the calories, all the everything, you're not going to see those results and the benefits and be able to actually enjoy them until, you know, months and months in advance. And the whole time you still got to keep putting up that upfront work of cardio, calorie counting, everything else. But once you've gone through that process enough consistently to the point where you've actually like noticed results, like, holy crap, these pants don't fit me anymore. These are 44s are way too freaking big now. I got to get some 40s, or like whatever kind of thing like that. That is always going to be, I would say, probably some of the strongest motivating factors, because now it's showing you that the work that you're doing isn't just, you know, random toiling, like, oh, this is just hard. You actually see what that work is giving you. So, I mean, that's my thought process, at least. I mean, the first time you get a bicep vein, the first time you hit 225, the first time you do any kind of milestone style thing like that, even if it's not something that's, you know, mainstream, like obviously hitting 225 for the first time, that's pretty classic. Seeing your first bicep vein, that's pretty classic. But any milestone for you that has like a legitimate, strong value and like importance, where you say, holy crap, I mean, it doesn't matter how small it is, achieving a milestone like that is always basically going to give you the same dopamine response and like sort of feel good reaction of like, I did it, no matter how far along you are. I mean, if you were to put a like a neural kind of analyzing sort of pad on my head, like with all of the like little scanners and transmitters or whatever, and it could somehow like analyze and pump out a number of like how satisfied I was. Me as like a 160 pounder looking at my first chest bump, where I could tell I was a little bit bigger than normal. Oh, there's a deer running around. Probably the exact same level of satisfaction that I get now from seeing myself with a gosh dang 234, 233-ish pound chest pump. This, you know, this freaking far ahead. Like, it's, you know, little things like that don't change, because all it is a boost and kind of a bump from your baseline state. So even if that milestone is, holy crap, I went to the gym 5 days this week. I've never done that before. That is freaking awesome, because that's new ground. Breaking into new territory is always going to be exciting and freaking, you know, hyped up and motivating, because to do something you've never done before is now simply proving that you can do it, and it makes it that much easier to push it even further to something that you've never done before now, right? So that same guy who's like, holy crap, I went to the gym 5 days this week. Doesn't even matter what the workouts were, how intense they were, what kind of weight progress he made. He's like, dude, I've never done that. I've only gone like once every couple. And then 1 month later, the guy's like, holy crap, I went to the gym 6 days a week this whole month, right? So every time you push it like that, every time you're reaching a new ground, your baseline level of what is normal, like in effort, consistency, you know, sort of locked in, kind of dialed sort of nature, it raises. So that's kind of the whole point of the working out in general, is over time you should become better at it, right? It's as though you're rolling a freaking boulder, and in the beginning it's pretty rough. It's very kind of triangular and or like triangular and sharp and whatever else, and every time you hit it, every time you kind of shape this thing, it gets rounder and rounder and rounder, and it gets easier and easier to roll, you know? So there is a compounding interest and benefit that you get from constantly pushing it, but that requires that you constantly push it, even when you don't actually see the results that you're working for. Because with working out, I mean, we've heard this phrase said a million times, one workout will change your build 0 freaking %. Absolutely nothing noticeable in terms of visually, like how you look. One workout, even saying it was a drop in the bucket might be an overstatement. But 100 workouts, 500 workouts, 1,000 workouts, 2,000 workouts. I think I'm at so it's been about 6.5 years now. So 6.5 times 3, well, I'm in like the 2,400 range ish, because I don't take too many rest days. So let's just say, I can't do the math right now. I don't know. But either way, I'm past the 2,000 workout mark, dude. Right? It takes a while, but that time is going to pass anyway. So, if you've got some time to spare, if you've got an extra hour and a half per day where you can add that sort of thing into your routine, like, you don't have to be lifting for freaking 2 hours straight. This isn't even the general consensus among fitness is like, dude, you can get a good lift in 30 minutes and roll. Like, it's simply a situation of, do you want to do it? And from my perspective, having done it and having that sort of like switch flipped in my mind where I'm a serious meathead gym rat, I would say yes. I would say yes. It's going to be worth it to do your daily cardio and your workouts and track all your macros and get the gist of like body recomposition and bulking and cutting and everything else. But of course, I'm a little bit biased because I love this whole sort of process and everything that comes along with it. But do with that what you will. If you've got that little itch, if you've got that little interest of like, and it doesn't even have to be an insane ambition, just something like, it would be cool to get into working out. I think that'd be good. I think that'd be kind of fun. Some of my friends from school or work or whatever, they're always talking about when they go to work out at the same gym, they don't do the same workouts, like they don't work out together, but they just go at the same time. I think that'd be kind of cool. That is all it takes. That is all it takes. Just one little smoldering little ash, little ember, and if you give it some breath, you give it some fuel, dude, gosh dang inferno. Now, it takes a while, but you get what I'm saying. So all that's to say is there's no chance I'm skipping my cardio for these next couple of weeks. So plan for tomorrow with legs, pump them up as much as possible. I think I'm gonna buzz them soon. I think I'm gonna buzz the legs and the arms soon-ish. That kind of gives you a little bit of an instant buff in terms of your leg striations and separation, because having hairy legs sort of takes away from your like sharpness. So I'll keep you updated if I end up doing that. Kind of seems like it'll take a while though. Maybe I'll save that for later. But either way, last note, I would recommend you start doing your cardio, but I'm going to say that forever. Take with that what you will. And I will see you for what I hope to be a freakily pumped leg day tomorrow with new veins, striations, cuts, and everything else in between. So hopefully you had a good lift. You're going to have a good lift. Or if you're watching this mid-lift, put the freaking phone down, do your next set, man. Come on, you got people waiting for you. So I'll see you tomorrow.